Welcome, everyone. My name is Nikki Daniels. I'm the Wilmot Institute Registrar, and we welcome you very warmly to this conversation that's going to be hosted by Sue Blythe. We'll be recording, and we hope that you all will take an active participation in the breakout rooms. But we're going to start with an introduction by Sue, and then our devotional, where we'll have some readings, and believe we have some readers as well. So if you could keep yourself on mute, unless you're one of the readers, and we will start in a second. I'm handing over to Sue Blythe.
Thank you, Nikki, and welcome everyone. Thank you so much for coming today. We have an ongoing program here. This is two of a series in three. Where we're looking at global goals for planet, people, and peace. And so today we're on the part two. We're looking at global goals for the people who live on this beautiful planet of ours. Nikki, if you would like to start the uh, presentation. Good. So this is an interfaith devotional and climate conversation. And again, our topic is what the world needs now is global goals for people. And this is sponsored by the Interfaith Climate Group, which is a Baha'i-inspired group in Gainesville, Florida, and the Baha'is of Alachua County, Florida. And we're grateful to Wilmette Institute for sponsoring this. So what we're doing is part of a program that is in a pilot stage with We the World and the University of Florida's Sustainable Floridians program. And what we're doing is a climate conversation to action program, making this vision of the Earth Charter a reality. Let ours be a time remembered for the awakening of a new reverence for life, the firm resolve to achieve sustainability, the quickening of the struggle for justice and peace, and the joyful celebration of life. And what we have today is an interfaith devotional where we'll be drawing from the world's religions and wisdom traditions. And today we're focusing on the golden rule, which is found in many different traditions. And we are leading into a climate emergency conversation that is so needed in our world right now. We're looking at how to make this a community-wide conversation. And for today's session, we'll be sharing in small groups, looking at considering some of the goals. And then there'll be time for a written reflection. And if you will, please, something ready to write, either pen and paper or just on your computer, however you prefer. But we will take a little bit for a written reflection. We have three readers today. Michael Semple will begin. Rana Duale is going to continue with Pastor Noah Shikuku Mapesa. And we're pleased to have all of you. And so Michael can begin, please.
O Lord, gather all people beneath the shadow of thy bounty, and cause them to unite in harmony, so that they may become as the rays of one sun, as the waves of one ocean, and as the fruit of one tree. May they drink from the same fountain, may they be refreshed by the same breeze, may they receive illumination from the same source of light. Thou art the giver, the merciful, the omnipotent. Abdul Baha.
One should always treat others as they themselves wish to be treated. Hinduism.
Oh, Pastor, you are muted.
Whatever is disagreeable to yourself, do not do unto others.
What is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor. This is the whole Torah. All the rest is commentary. Judaism.
Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Christianity.
Be kind to your neighbor, and you will be a believer. Love for the people what you love for yourself, and you will be a Muslim. Islamic tradition.
Do not wrong or hate your neighbor, for it is not he who you wrong, but yourself. Native American.
And if thine eyes be turned towards justice, choose thou for thy neighbor that which thou choosest for thyself. Baha'i faith.
O thou compassionate Lord, thou who art generous and able, we are servants of thy sheltered penade, thy providence. Cast thy glance of favor upon us, give light to our eyes, hearing to our ears, and understanding and love to our hearts. Render our souls joyous and happy through thy glad tidings, O Lord. Point out to us the pathway of thy kingdom, and resuscitate all of us through the praise of the Holy Spirit. Bestow upon us life everlasting and confer upon us never-ending honor. Unify mankind and illuminate the world of humanity. May we all follow thy pathway, long for thy good pleasure, and seek the mysteries of thy kingdom, O God. Unite us and connect our hearts with thy indissoluble bond. Verily, you are the giver, you are the kind of one, and you are the Almighty. Abdul Baha of Baha'i writings.
Thank you. Now we to the Earth Charter, which is a document that was launched in the year 2000 at the Peace Palace in the Netherlands after almost a decade of global consultation. And it begins, we stand at a critical moment in Earth's history, a time when humanity must choose its future. As the world becomes increasingly interdependent and fragile, the future at once holds great peril and great promise. To move forward, we must recognize that in the midst of a magnificent diversity of cultures and life forms, we are one human family and one Earth community with a common destiny. We must join together to bring forth a sustainable global society founded on respect for nature, universal human rights, economic justice, and a culture of peace. Towards this end, it is imperative that we, peoples of Earth, declare our responsibility to one another, to the greater community of life, and to future generations. And so for 20 years, the peoples of the world have been working on this in a variety of ways, a multiplicity of ways. And in 2015, the Sustainable Development Goals that we call SDGs were adopted by all 193 member states of the United Nations as an integral part of Transforming the World, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. SDGs were adopted unanimously by United Nations member states and endorsed by the executive branch of the governments of each country. So this has been one way that the peoples of the world are coming together to focus on what needs to be done, what the world needs now. And so what I'd like to do is just read through these global goals. And you remember this is a climate conversation. So we look first at goal number 13, which is calling for climate action from people all over the world. And that's what our program is designed to facilitate. But what we're doing is using all of these goals as part of our climate action. And so today we'll be kind of reflecting on how each of these related to climate action. So they are one, and if you would just think about which ones kind of draw your heart. Number one, no poverty. Two, no hunger. Three, good health. Four, quality education. Five, gender equality. Six, clean water and sanitation. Seven, renewable energy. Eight, good jobs and economic growth. Nine, innovation and infrastructure. 10, reduced inequalities. 11, sustainable cities and communities. 12, responsible consumption. 13, climate action. 14, life below water. 15, life on land. 16, peace and justice. And 17, partnerships for the goals. So again, our series that we're doing with Wilmette Institute is in 3 parts. Starting last month, it was Global Goals for Planet. Today, it's Global Goals for People. And next month, it will be Global Goals for Peace. So today's topic is Global Goals for People, and we're looking at how to ensure healthy lives, knowledge, and the inclusion of women and children, this global climate conversation. So we're going to break into 3 groups for about 15 minutes. We have 3 facilitators who have been our readers. Group 1 will be Michael Semple. He's looking at poverty, zero hunger, and good health and well-being. And group 2 is going to be Pastor Noah Mapesa, and we will have him talking about quality education, or actually it's most of you talking about quality education, and this will be our facilitators. And group 3 will be Rama Dwale, and she'll be talking about equality, both gender equality and reducing inequalities. Nikki, if you'll go one more, please. So our topic is, how do these goals relate to climate solutions? As you notice, we're not really focusing on the problems of climate change and getting into the urgency and the scary parts of all of this, but actually focusing on the solutions that we can bring to our communities. And then we'll be talking about climate change. So let's break now in the small groups to talk about how these different sustainable development goals are related to the climate emergency and climate action.
Thank you so much, Sue. So just a note, one of the rooms, that's Pastor Noah's room, is going to be this plenary. So if you don't see a pop-up calling you to one of the 2 breakout rooms, that means you're going to be staying here with Pastor Noah and Sue, and I'll be here as well. And any newcomers who are coming late will come into this room. So I'm going to open the breakout rooms now. You'll have 15 minutes, and I'm going to give a 5-minute warning to the rooms.
Thank you.